Hey girl, how you doing today?
A little hectic life today, but I'm good.
Yeah, well, I was rushing to get here too because I was cooking and I had to serve like fucking 20 people and I was like, I gotta hurry up, and I was fucking going mad fast.
Yeah, tomorrow me and my girls, we're having a girls' night, and guess who's in charge of making the food?
Nice.
I just made broccoli cheddar soup, and what else I make? Oh, some potato salad. Tomorrow I'm making rice, and my sister's making jerk benid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I had a girls' night.
I mean, if you had responded to the group chat, you would have been invited.
You know what it was? First of all, I just got the shit with my hands, the shots, and at that time I still wasn't texting nothing, so I wasn't checking none of my messages.
Copy.
My bad for that.
Well, if you want, I'll invite you tomorrow if you're free.
All right, Mama. Hey guys, thanks for joining us tonight. It's your favorite Jedi, BMF Goddess, with my co-host tonight, Kiara.
What up, what up?
Thanks for coming back to talk with us.
Always, I love to talk.
Please do, while I send this live to a few people.
Alright, so today's topic is foreplay, you guys. And as we all know, foreplay is one of those touchy subjects that nobody really likes to discuss every once in a while. You may feel uncomfortable with your partner about it, and you guys might not be on the same page about those things. So we're here to discuss foreplay.
Yes.
I don't know exactly where she was going to start off with.
And pleasing your woman, because let's face it, so many people are foreplay challenged, and this is just completely unacceptable. Just to be clear, foreplay is the activity that precedes sex. Kiara, what are your views on foreplay and its importance and what you personally like?
I wish that more people engaged in foreplay. What men don't seem to understand is we can jerk you off, we can perform oral, we can literally sit on you and call it a day, but when it comes to us, unfortunately, we're a lot more complicated. We have a button that you have to press, and if you don't hit that button at the right time and at the right speed, we're not gonna get to that super combo, you know?
Right. Pretty much. Foreplay can help a couple feel closer or more intimate, which ultimately may lead both partners to feel more aroused. Foreplay is really about building an emotional connection and getting more excitement going. Or, you know, if it's just an old-fashioned casual fuck, then you're getting it wet first, right?
You gotta ease us into it. We're not always mentally ready for it. Even if we're like physically ready, sometimes we're not mentally there, and that's what the foreplay is for. The foreplay is, she's gonna relax for a second, and then she's gonna be in the right space. You gotta spoil your woman sometimes, you know. Like, I know people be like, it's mad work, but that work is worth it.
Yeah.
It increases the sensitivity for the woman. She feels everything a lot more heightened. And that's speaking from personal experience.
Facts. Sorry to say to the fellas who just stick it right in and expect her, you know, to be already a waterfall. Like, no, dude, it doesn't work that way. Her tits, you know, our tits are made for stimulation. So is the clitoris. If you don't give oral, kill yourself, first of all.
Damn, that's not 100% accurate in my part. I understand that whole not wanting to give oral because maybe your partner's, you know, has a problem.
Well, you better rub on her. Like, you better rub on it then. At least.
Like, at least take care of it in some manner. Like, a woman always wants to try and please her partner no matter what. But I feel like nowadays men be slacking just a bit. And one thing that I hate is when guys talk a big game but can't deliver on their promises. Do you know how many times I've spoken to guys and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go down on you and da 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 da. And then when it's time to do the deed, what are you doing, my guy? Do you need a roadmap? Like, you gotta make a left turn, and then you gotta go down, straight down south I-9. I don't know what it is, but
yes. Man, I-9 clitoris, like I said.
I-9 clitoris.
Oh man, many men are unaware, but the average healthy male lasts approximately 5 minutes before reaching climax, while the average healthy female healthy female can take up to 17 minutes to come for the first time. This is called the orgasm gap.
Unless you're like me, where it's a lot longer.
Exactly, and some women even more.
There are some women who take nothing at all, and I think those are the women who make getting foreplay difficult.
Yeah, I can see ways. A study of nearly 8,000 women showed that 6% reach orgasm through penile vaginal intercourse. So if you're skipping foreplay, odds are she's not enjoying sex as much as you. And if you think she is, then she's definitely faking it. Which is a whole nother topic. And that's actually my topic for tomorrow's podcast.
Oh, we got a message. Let's play it before we forget where we are in this topic.
Well, that's why we, some of us, the more informed ones, keep switching up positions, so you get those little breaks in between. Because 5 minutes is nothing. Like, you're barely getting going at that point.
I agree with him 100%. 5 minutes is nothing.
And I know there are the men that could go longer and stuff, but make it fun. Like, don't just stick it in and act like a rabbit.
And
pull it out, do something.
Can work. Switching positions can work for females, but it also depends on the connection and the intensity. Like, anyone who knows me knows that I am a very sexually active creature. I am an advocate for healthy vaginas. I'm an advocate for masturbating on a regular and putting it
yes,
and putting you in a good mental space. Like, I'm not worried about climax all the time because I can make myself climax, but it'd be nice if somebody else did the work for me. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is the clitoris, right? The only way that I can put it to a similarity is for men, the head of your penis, just the head of your penis is the most sensitive part. You like it when we play with it a little bit. You like when the tip is what's being paid attention to the most until penetration, when you start feeling everything and it's amazing, right? Now, that same concept goes into a woman's clitoris. The clitoris is like the tip of our inside out penis, and it's the most sensitive part.
Yeah,
we want you to play with our tips.
Her depiction is spot on.
Just play with the tip, just the tip.
I got a couple of stories from some people that submitted. This one is from somebody who wanted to remain anonymous. And I see why. Okay. This what she said. I was going down on my boyfriend and he unexpectedly shoved it a little way too far back in my mouth. He hit my gag reflex and I threw up all over his penis and his stomach.
Oh God, no! Oh, you poor soul.
Terrible. I would have been like, I would have kicked you off my stomach.
If it makes you feel any better, you're not alone. I've definitely heard this story from other women in the past. Men,
it happens. Not. Honestly, it happens, And guys, like, calm your horses down. Like, relax, bro. She's there. Like, let her do her thing.
podcast that you had done about like size being a thing, and I'm questioning if she had one of those 12-inch Mandigos just like all the way down. Like, it's terrible. She tries to get it out. She's
First of
choking.
all, the whole gag reflex thing, that's something that over time you have to master. You can't just jump right into it without knowing.
Breathe in through your
choke on a
nose
dick,
and
bitch.
exhale through your mouth.
You would choke on a dick, bitch. Don't do it. All right, next story. All right. This is also anonymous. She says, I wasn't supposed to say she. I don't know. Okay. I shoved my dick. Oh, this is a guy. I shoved my dick into her vagina. I shoved my dick into her vagina and it hit a dildo that had been stuck for a week. Whoa. She screamed in pain and we had to go to the hospital. We didn't meet up after that. Wowzers.
How do you get a dildo stuck in you and don't think to go to the hospital?
Right. And then second of all, why are you mad at him? Who told you to get it stuck up there?
Why are you still having sex with... That's like... We don't know how long this dildo was, but I'm gonna go like 9 inches average, right? That's usually the size.
He said a week. He said a week.
It was up in for a week. How did she lose this? I bet you she was walking around, where's my dildo? Scouring the apartment.
First of all, you know that shit got lost in there because it didn't come back out. Why? You didn't go nowhere and get help.
Wow. I don't think she got walls.
Bro. The common sense lack of, bro. Let's play this.
I call bullshit on that story. Like, either you wouldn't forget you have a dildo inside of you, and you definitely would go get that taken care of if that actually was a thing.
I wonder if they're talking about like mini vibrators, maybe. Like maybe you lose a mini vibrator. Possibly. Still sketchy story.
It might have been they have dildos of all sizes. There's some as small as your finger, you know. But the thing is, you do have people who are either that afraid or that dumb. That I do believe.
My thing is, like, you're inserting it into yourself. How did you lose something you insert into yourself? Like, a tampon is the scariest thing, bro, because that little string goes away, you're screwed. This is like a very...
I'm telling you.
I'm getting lost in you now.
I believe it just because people are that dumb. Like, there's a show that, I don't know if you ever heard of it, it's called 1,000 Ways to Die. People are stupid as fuck. People are dumb as fuck. They die in the most stupidest ways. It should be 1,000 stupid ways to die. But I'll tell you, these kind of things, they don't shock me. Like, I'm pretty sure they do happen.
I mean, we've seen Grey's Anatomy and how they, like, get things stuck in them all the time. You hear doctors talking about people shoving cucumbers and,
oh my God, you just reminded me. You reminded me by saying Grey's Anatomy because they have a show actually that's called Sex in the ER or some shit. Like, it's all stories of sex that led to the ER. So let me tell you, some of them, and it's true stories. Some of them stories are crazy. I'm telling you, people are just that insane. There are many people that shouldn't even be having sex.
You know what? That's a very accurate statement. There's people who shouldn't be having... I think most of New York, at the very minimum, should not be having sex. Especially because, have you, like, realized how dirty the city really is? Like, everywhere you go, there's someone who knows someone that you knew. And you don't know how well they knew each other. And you don't know what's going on. And I realize a lot of people in the city are now, like, doing stuff without protection. And it's icky. It's really icky.
Oh, man. I can imagine. All right, I got another story. Another anonymous. People are ashamed of these stories.
You should be ashamed.
My boyfriend and I were extra adventurous and using my little vibrator. Ooh. Which he then moved to my butt. It was exciting until my butt sucked up the vibrator and it completely disappeared. What is with this sucking up?
I wonder how big her butt is now. Like, she gotta have a lot of cushioning there for it to just suck its way in. Like, your butthole's vacuumed. I thought it was an exit, but it vacuumed up the okay. I thought that was
For someone who has never had any butt action, I had to have my boyfriend completely shove his hand up my ass to retrieve it. Well, bro.
It looks like they won't be surprised anymore. I'm so sorry that experience occurred. You know, usually that's a very satisfying feeling for a woman who can take it. Once upon a time, I used to be that woman, and then God was like, you need to stop this nastiness. You need to save your body. And your walls. All your walls.
Yeah.
I know what show you're talking about. It's not ER, it's called something else. I was watching it, but I don't have it no more on my Hulu. Because I have to update my Hulu.
I felt that.
Thanks for the news bulletin. Update that ASAP.
Word.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the next story. So I just started sleeping with my now husband back when we were 18. He was hitting it from the back. Yeah. And I had an asthma attack. She said he was hitting it from the back, and then I had an asthma attack. Full body just dropped to the bed like a limp noodle. Oh no!
You know what?
I don't know if I would have been scared or dead laughing.
I'm not gonna lie. So there was this one time I was sleeping with a big dude, right? Now, anyone who knows me knows I'm not the biggest female. I can handle big dudes, but I'm not the biggest female either. He liked to be on top. So there was one time where I guess I was like mad weak that day and he's on top, and his weight triggered an anxiety attack during what was going on. I mean, we still continued after to calm down, yeah, but triggering an anxiety attack during is like when I get anxiety,
I've never heard before. That's crazy.
It's ugly scene.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I get that. I used to get that feeling when I would sleep with like really diesel guys. It's just, I don't know, it was kind of scary a little bit. I'm gonna play one of these.
And the reason why I said that weird sound at the end, because my husband bought my son's stinky diaper towards me. And, I have a funny story, but I can't tell y'all because my kids are still up, so hopefully they go to sleep soon.
Girl, you better step in the bathroom and share the story real quick.
Just step aside real quick.
I got a pretty embarrassing story for you. One time I hooked up with this girl. Went back to her place, hooked up, and there was blood everywhere. We didn't know what. She was like, it couldn't be my period, it's early. So I went to the bathroom to figure out what was happening, and had kind of torn down there. And out of absolute embarrassment in my youth, I didn't tell her, and she was convinced she just had her period early. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad in retrospect, but yeah, there's a funny story for you guys.
It's actually
how they were going.
It's not that unheard of, though. Don't be ashamed. It happens. It happens to the best of us. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
At least now you can laugh back on it.
That's not funny when it happens.
Oh, definitely not.
It hurts.
But trust me, I can relate. I understand. It's happened. It's something that happens sometimes. Like, can't avoid it.
This is the talk show where we let you know you're not alone. It probably happened to us too. Poor soul. I mean,
Kiara, you got any crazy stories that like Happy to you pertaining to the subject.
Ooh, crazy stories, girl. I have like 1,000.
Or funny, yeah, share one.
Are we talking just general sex stories right now? My first boyfriend and he used to like take me home sometimes. Now, I don't know if any of you live in the Bronx, but back then, the Bronx Zoo used to have like these bushes that used to like.
They still do.
Now they took down the bushes, and I feel like this is why, right? So on our way back to the house, I was feeling a little adventurous. So we go behind the bushes, and we're doing stuff, and then all of a sudden I hear like voices, and so I peek out from the bushes, and there's a whole family that's just there. They just exist.
Oh, but they didn't see or know anything, right?
They didn't see, but they knew what was happening. 2 teenagers coming out of a bush. I put on my boyfriend's hoodie. I put the hood up, so I'm so embarrassed because I'm like, oh my god, these people I'm never gonna see again are gonna like forever remember this.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Something similar happens. That's funny stuff. Let me play this message.
I have one that when I was basically before I even had kids, I was still a teenager at the time. I had a condom stuck inside me for almost a whole day. We was looking the crazy how it started.
Yo, I told you
okay, we had it. Then
these people exist. She's proof.
We was looking everywhere for it, and then the next day I had to use the bathroom, and that's how I found out it was inside me.
Didn't I tell you these people exist, Kiara?
Yo, now that she said that.
So, boom. Write that down.
Kiara used to be a very bad girl. So this one time, me and my ex, you remember that ex, we broke up, and I was very spiteful. Very spiteful. This person put me through hell. So I slept with one of his close friends. I regret it now because that person wasn't even attractive. The night was not good, karma, I guess, my own little version of it. But
like kind of like it wasn't even worth it type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So I get back home, right? I thought that like everything was good, cleaned out. I get back home and I use the bathroom, and when I look in the toilet, there's a used condom in the toilet, and I was
see it happens. Look, that's easier to happen without you knowing, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
And afterwards, it's mad like semen in my underwear because it just like leaked out. I was like, oh, I didn't wash that. Men gotta start being more attentive to these things. I wonder why he didn't wonder where the fucking condom went afterwards.
I'm gonna drop some knowledge on y'all real quick.
I like one new thing a day.
In 1950, a German gynecologist by the name of Ernest Grafensberg discovered a spot inside of the vagina that produced immense sexual pleasure. Some claim stimulation of the spot can actually cause a woman to ejaculate. The lucky guy named the spot after himself, which had long been shortened to the G spot.
Yeah,
how many people knew that? It's pretty.
How many people what?
So, how many people knew that?
I didn't.
This one guy who discovered it.
How did he discover the spot?
He was a gynecologist.
And how did no one else?
He must have been, doing what they do, and then it just happened.
He just flicked that one spot. You ever like have a guy put his finger in you and he's like playing?
Imagine what it was like though at the to never experience or know what that was.
Even if they're just
like his patient, and then all of a sudden she's going off, and he's like, "Oh my God, I broke her," or some shit. Just imagine. That's bugged out.
He goes in and he's feeling around. He's like, it feels like you have a lump here. And starts messing with the lump, and she just starts going crazy. And so he keeps playing with the lump. Is that considered like molestation at that point? Because he's kind of like sexually harassing her, but in a good way, because at least there's foreplay involved.
You're reaching. You went on a whole nother story. I'm gonna play a message.
One time I was in a club, and where I come from, there's like a smoking area in the club, like not in the club, but there's like an outside area that's like kind of like a lounge area that's still connected to the club, so you wouldn't have to go outside to smoke. I made out with this girl, and then we went inside to the dance floor. We were dancing, whatever, and then she walked off. A little while later, I met a older lady in the smoking area, and I was like just talking and stuff. We did make out, and then I asked, "Oh, who are you here with?" She's like, "Oh, just here with my daughter," and the girl I'd made out with showed up, and it turned out to be her daughter. I ran.
Oh my goodness!
He ran. That was a godlike story, though.
Someone's beating my ass. Either the daughter who I made out with or the mom I made out with. Someone beating my ass.
It's one for the record books. Thanks for sharing, Adam. Where are you from? I hear an accent there.
I didn't either, because I'm in my late 30s and I'm still learning shit, as you see.
Ain't never a problem with learning some new tricks.
Girl, exactly, girl. You don't have to know everything. That's why you keep exploring and you communicate with your partner.
Yes, honestly, I feel like two inexperienced partners are like the best thing sometimes, because you have more room to grow with each other, communicate with each other, and learn new things together. Oh, look, another message.
So I grew up in Ireland, born in the US, but grew up in Ireland, have an Irish parent. I now live in the US 4 years, so my accent's starting to fade. It's usually like this, but yeah, it's starting to go.
Nice. Awesome. I got a story from Anonymous right now. Somebody just sent me this.
I love Anonymous' stories.
My boyfriend at the time was a total freak with liquid courage in my system, aka alcohol. I wanted to know how much of a freak he was, so while jerking him off, I started thumbing his butthole, and he started moaning, asking to keep going. I did, and lucky he took a shower before I showered, and I started licking his asshole like it was a beach, and he kept pumping while I was jerking, and he came minutes later. Come to find out, he had anal with a tranny, and that's why he liked pegging. So I guess he didn't know he was whatever he identified as.
I mean, it doesn't matter what someone identifies themselves with. He explored himself.
That's some heavy stuff.
Something he liked. I wonder what she thought afterwards. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and I wonder if this is going to become a regular thing.
If you're still listening, send me the rest of your story. How did you feel about it, and what happened?
Oh yes, please. I want to know like his reaction, your reaction. This is a very intriguing story to me. No one had any wrong things here. Well, most people don't.
A lot of women don't even experience something like that in their life.
I've gotten to. It's amazing the way you can make a man moan by touching his
Not
butt.
exactly that, but similar.
I mean, yeah, not exactly that. Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't sleep with a tranny. I did later on find out that he was bisexual.
Yeah, but then
that works out better for me.
some claim to be completely straight, and it's just a sexual thing for them, which I see as fine. Just other people. Yeah.
Be like, I love the but it's good to be out.
I'm gonna give you guys some foreplay tips. You can start by getting the room ready for sex. That's always a good tip. Maybe if you dim the lights, light a candle, some music, that gets women going.
My favorite thing is when the man starts to gently, like, comes up behind you and wraps his arms around your waist and starts kissing your neck gently, right? That back spot right there behind the ear, but like right there, and starts moving down. You know, those gentle kisses, you guys, those really mess with us. It's like forehead kisses, that meme that we used to see where it takes away your brain. It's like that through the neck. Oh, we got a message.
Yes. Go ahead, we could
That actually makes me curious. So, like it is with men, we typically enjoy, seeing two women together. It's hot. But do women enjoy seeing two men together? Like, yeah, the idea of maybe two men and you, but would you necessarily want to see them do stuff? Just curious.
I was
Kiara, you go first.
I was definitely entertained when I was I've been in relationships with at least 2 bisexual men. The first one didn't make it as entertaining as the second one did for me. Me, it's not so much about seeing man-on-man action as seeing my man pleasured and happy, whether it's with another man or not. Also, the other men that I experienced were also bisexual, so it was a fun time for me in my adventurous years.
Awesome.
Okay, how about you? Would you see 2 men get it on? Would that arouse you in any form?
I don't really get off on it, but I'm not opposed to it.
Understandable.
Like, that's like never searched in my porn browser ever. But
she was like, if it's not a girl,
I have nothing
or
against
if it's not a guy and a girl. And you're definitely bisexual, right? Not pansexual like me, or are you pansexual?
no, I'm bi, yeah.
You're bi, okay. What upsets me is when I tell people I'm pansexual and they're like, so you're bisexual? No, I'm pansexual. I care about the emotional connection between me and my partners.
Right, explain that for the people who don't know. Like, what that means is your preference and stuff, etc.
So, like, Goddess is bisexual, meaning she is attracted to men and women, penis and vaginas. Now, the best way I can explain being pansexual is you could be a mermaid, you could be a blob monster, you could be half man, half woman, you could be all man, all woman, but as long as you are showing me that you love me, that you care about me, that I'm special, that's usually what gets me going. What gets me going is showing that emotional connection. And pansexuals, they don't care about what a gender is. We barely care about sex sometimes, depending on the person. We care about caring. We care about emotions. We care about, are you happy? Are you sad? If you're not happy, we're not happy. Like, we're those kind of lovers. Bisexuals are just like heterosexuals when it comes to their attractions and wants and needs, but they're limited to the 2 genders.
Yeah. There you go. I got the answer back from the one that sent the story.
I'm gonna shut up.
She says, I was surprised and he was slightly embarrassed, and I raised an eyebrow at him, and I was like, "Want to do that again when you could catch a breath?" And he smiled and he was like, "You're not turned off by that?" I was like, "No. I made you come, so of course I'm not. I'm surprised that we'll go at it again." But okay, but that's all good. What y'all did and you was okay with it. But what about him fucking or getting fucked by the tranny? What happened with that? Like,
that's gonna be another story for another day. They're not telling us that one.
Did you shrug it off? Did you say, "Hey, fucking go for it, go do it again"?
Did you know it was a tranny at least? Or was it like an entrapment situation? Like,
I mean, if she knew it was, then he had to know, right?
I mean, he might have found out afterwards. You never know. There's moments like that.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Then I guess I'm a weird freak because I get off of mostly anything. Guess my hormones is weird, or I don't know what to say about it. like two girls doing it together. My first time ever watching porn was two guys, so it's like it don't bother me.
I feel you on that.
Being a freak is no problem by me.
Her background sounds like she's standing in the elevator. The music, it was like a harp or some shit.
We said go to the bathroom, not leave your child. No, I assume that she didn't leave her kid, that there's some kid music playing in the background and it sounds like that.
It sounds real soothing though. Like I can sit there if I have anxiety and just relax. Like
she did say she was gonna try and put them to sleep, so maybe that's what she does to put them to sleep.
Adorable.
Ha ha ha! Funny, yes.
Yo, her husband said what? Yo, don't be throwing my government. All right, I'm goddess. All right, that's it. You can only come at me like that.
It's meditation music for the kids, but nursery rhymes.
I called it.
I love it. And I wasn't having jokes. I was just pointing that out. I noticed it.
What I used to do for my stepkids is there's a video on YouTube. It's like classical instrumental nursery rhymes. So it will like start with like the wheels on the bus and the itsy bitsy spider, but it's just classical.
I love that.
And it has, like,
that idea is
spiral. So I would like leave it on for the kids so they can just see mad colors while they go to sleep. Yeah, I miss my babies. You still there? Oh, okay.
So here's another tip. You could slow it down, build the anticipation, and getting a little more in depth with the tip 3 above. Slowing down is something that can work wonders for your foreplay efforts, and is one of the foreplay tips for men that can be the biggest struggle. Yes, you are excited, and so is she, but you want to build up something incredibly important to the overall experience. Anticipatory pleasure. Slowing your roll is the simplest way to do that.
Or you guys got the music in the background. Let me take you to a place nice and quiet, and ain't no one gotta interrupt.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask them, what do you like? Or do you like it this way?
And not just yeah, you like that, baby? Oh, yeah, baby, I like that. And don't fake it. No, I tell my partners, and I'm very communicative during. I'll be like harder, faster, slower, whatever the case I need to get to my point. Girls, you want to complain that your man ain't reaching that spot, then you got to teach him. I know that we're tired of teaching. We're like always teaching from the day we're born. But
that's the only way to get what you want. We're not machines. We can't scan each other and know automatically. Unfortunately.
Like, I think the worst is, like, I have multiple partners. I'll admit this. My partners all know about each other. And one thing that used to get me upset is, like, when I used to do one thing with one partner and I would do it with another partner, they'd just be like, why are you switching up out of nowhere? Maybe I wanted to try something that I liked with someone else on you. Maybe I want to just see if something different between us will make something better.
Right.
And then I look at them and I'm like, why are you being stupid?
Facts.
No, I don't say
Shame there's not more people in here that actually don't know this. I think I enjoy all this stuff, so it's not like it comes naturally to me. But I feel like a lot of men find these things as a chore. Like, they just want to get to it, but like, where's the fun in that? Like, the anticipation is the fun. It's weird to me that so many men don't get this. It's such a simple concept, and it'll be better for both of you in the end.
I like Adam. We need more Adam.
I was just gonna say that. Adam is awesome, and he's a very intelligent man. And let me tell you,
Let me say, I like Adam.
I can answer your question.
Wait, give me 1 second. One, I like Adam because he communicates with us, and two, the fact of he puts a male perspective to our conversations. Like if we just had women here, I feel like it'd be like a shit talk fest.
Yeah, because we got so much shit to talk about. But yeah, definitely. And I can answer your question. The answer to that question is that men are very simple, selfish creatures.
Not all of them.
You know, not all of them, but like he said, there are a lot of men who don't get this concept or don't care.
They'll see it as a chore, as he said. And I love the fact that he said that because I've literally heard that from men before where they're just like, but it's so much work to like get you to that point. Now, me, I have my mental issues, so sometimes I'm not always in the right headspace. Like, even though I want it, sometimes it'll take more work to get me mentally there, bring my guard down. And men, like, with that alone, don't want to deal with it sometimes. They don't want to work to relax you and make you feel comfortable. They kind of just want to get the deed done and then chill. And I'm just like, we're supposed to chill before everything. It's Netflix, then chill. Netflix would be the foreplay. It's foreplay, then chill.
There you go. Perfectly said.
Also, turning on Netflix is
Clap it up for her.
Turning on Netflix is also not foreplay. I don't know where people get this idea. If you put something on the TV for me, I'm going to sit there and watch it. And if you try and distract me, I'm also the person who's like, what are you doing? I want to watch this. Like, we're getting to the good part. Don't ever try a Netflix and chill with me. That's why music, you guys. That baby making music was made for a reason. It was made to put your girl in the mood. Like, some of you try and do a little striptease for her. Do something cute for her. You know, she'll laugh and she'll be like, "Oh, that's cute. I want to fuck him now." Like, there's so many little things that men can do that just would get a woman in the mood. But take her out to a meal. Take her out to McDonald's and then be like, "Babe, I want to give you a back massage." And then when you give her a massage, actually give her a massage. Don't start with the back and then go straight to the butt. Give her a real massage, you guys.
Yes.
Relax her body for her.
Trust me, it gets her going.
Like, I walk almost everywhere I go, so my
because 100% of the massages that my boyfriend gives me leads to sex. Give a real one. I totally agree with you.
Like, I walk a lot, so my legs are like super tense muscled, and I need a deep tissue massage to like work out those kinks. But no one will like sit there and massage my thighs and my calves. They will massage my back and think that's gonna get me in the mood. Nah, bro, you didn't even massage the part that hurt.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's true. It took me 17 years, actually less than 17 years, because I've been with my husband for 5, married to him for 3, so yeah, it took me a while to finally find somebody that could deal with my mental illness too. You'll find that one day, girl.
Well, in my case, I found so far 2 people who can deal with my mental illness and one that dicks me down like he loves me. So I'm happy.
Holla. That's a full house. It's a lot of love.
So I'm also polyamorous on top of my pansexuality. And
that was the topic last night, man. You're ahead in everything. We were just talking about this last night.
Yeah, so polyamory, for those of you who don't know what it is the opposite of monogamy, which means sticking to one person. With polyamory, it means that you can love more than one person. That age-old question, can you love more than one person? Can you love 2 people? It's true depending on the person. I definitely have strong feelings for 2 individuals that I also at the same time want to try to kick rocks half the time.
And according to every individual, their rules vary. And everybody doesn't go by the same. Like some people, it'll be they're in a group relationship, and some people it's just I'm dating different people, and I separately.
I tell my partners when I first start like dating them, I'm like, you're not the only person that I am talking to, and if things get serious with someone else, I will let you know. And And they respect that, you know, and they'll tell me if they're ready for a relationship or not. And most of the time, they're not. So I get to have my fun. And what I appreciate about them is while I'm out having my fun, they don't go behind my back. They don't go see other females. They're perfectly satisfied with just me, and that makes me feel happy. That makes me want to be with them. One of my partners, we're not even sexually active with one another. It's literally when we're around each other, we're the cuddliest of friends, I guess. But I also know that it's more because of his actions and what he does to make me feel comfortable.
Yeah. So you guys have intimacy. You have intimacy without the intercourse.
Yeah. And then with other people, like with my other one, he's still my friend, but he does show me that affection. He caresses me, makes sure that like I get to lay down and relax before anything. And if I were to tell him I'm not in the mood, he'll respect that I'm not in the mood. Instead of trying to get, what I don't like is when men try and use foreplay to get your girl in the mood when she clearly told you she's not. Because then she's just gonna like hate fuck you for that night and then go into a moody mood. Because her mind wasn't in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never want to like fuck your girl when her mind and heart isn't in it, because then I swear to God, you guys are gonna deal with a bitchy attitude right after, especially if you don't do the foreplay and she didn't reach a climax. Whoo, I'm sorry for you.
I'm gonna have to agree.
Nobody.
I had an ex who, so as a compromise I was really into video games at the time, and I used to play Call of Duty. I don't know how much you guys know about video games, but I used to play Call of Duty, shooting game, whatever. And what she would do is she would say, you play and I'll give you head, but every time you die I'm gonna stop. As a kind of test. And that was an interesting couples activity that we would do a couple of times a week.
He just mentioned your
Adam, I'm a pro gamer. That's number one. Number two, that's an awesome idea. I'm gonna use that maybe tomorrow, maybe later. It sounds cool.
And me, I am on my way to becoming a professional gamer. I haven't done the streams yet, but I do post up some things on social media about games that I play.
Yeah, Kiara be playing.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's Kiara_lullaby. The same thing as this name here.
Yeah, you don't have your IG.
Don't die.
I'm blazing right now, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm blazing, but then I put an owl in my mouth. So I'm choking on smoking and fucking now later juice.
But light it, bro.
I forgot what I was saying.
And this is why we don't smoke during podcasts.
This is why you do.
I'm sober right now. What are you talking about?
Chilling. I'm saying this. It's the way to go. I'm chilling right now.
Yeah.
No, I hate it when guys use foreplay to try to get a girl in the mood. And like you said, when she's not in the mood, any guy that does that is such an asshat. You know, because that means you're just trying to get off and not trying to get her off. You're just trying to get yourself off. That's stupid.
I like her a lot. One of the things I remember seeing in a video once, and I love this lady. She was explaining, it was like a video on Facebook about a lady teaching sex ed and how she was going about it. One of the things that I loved that she had said was, you shouldn't let a man just put his dick in you and call that a day, because basically what you're letting him do is masturbate using your vagina. You are, in that fact, a pocket pussy. Like, for all that, it might as well be you're an inanimate object and he can just like fling you around. And while being flung around is fun, you guys, sometimes a woman wants that like gentle touch. Like me, for example, I know the week before my time of the month comes, my body gets extra sensitive, and when I usually like rough sex, I can't handle it during that week because my body's so sensitive that I will actually feel the pain. So I'll tell my partners, listen, you gotta go easy this time. You gotta take it easy today. And then later on, I've been eased in so much that I'm able to do exactly what I like after that. You know, you guys, there's so much that goes on with women. I understand. We're complicated, so complicated. I support that idea 100%. There's nothing easy about a woman at all. But if you care about your woman, you want to make sure she's satisfied. You want to make sure she's in the right headspace. You want to give her a reason to keep you around and call you Big Daddy Longschlong. Like,
exactly. That goes for friends with benefits or just a casual fuck. You want them to have good stuff to say about you. You want them to call you back if they need it again. You know?
Like, when it comes to my partner, we make sure that we always have that open line of communication. He knows that I see other people, so he's just like, when's the last time you did stuff? And it's just the main important thing, and I think we're going to reiterate this in all of our podcasts when it comes to like any form of relationship, sex, communication, intimacy. These are all things that women need. And yes, there are men who need it too. So the same way that I'm telling men, satisfy your women. Women, satisfy your man. I cannot stress this enough. Do everything that makes him happy as long as you're also comfortable. There's a lot of my partners who get disappointed because I'm like, I only give oral to my significant others. I will not give it to some random hand-me-down dude.
Yeah. I feel you.
Mm-hmm. There are some
I have a pet peeve though, like I have a pet peeve about something that, you know, it starts off everything with people. Like,
is it kissing?
You know, yeah, kissing. And if you don't know how to kiss, for me, that is the deal breaker. Because you ever kiss somebody that didn't know how to kiss? How does that go over with you?
So it sucks when you kiss someone who doesn't really know how to kiss. Like, we have those men who will eat your mouth. We have those men who will slobber. We'll have men who kind of like, if you ever kiss somebody and just look, it feels like that scene in a teenage movie, that awkward kiss where all you see is their lips smacked together. That.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of really bad kisses, but that's when you kind of gotta like work together on it. Like, you gotta try and guide them. So you don't want to.
Bro, you better go practice with your friend or something, because
go practice on your nigga.
If you can't kiss, you're not getting anywhere. Like, that's putting the door. Like, okay, I gotta go.
I mean, if you're not a good kisser, I would hope that you're able to satisfy your woman in other ways. That's because I think that who aren't good kissers, but they're engaged and they're like happily like with their woman, and I'm just like, bruh, what? How did you?
Yeah, I don't know. How does a female allow that? Honestly, it's like that's kind of like
other ways, I guess.
For me, it's kind of the trailer for the movie that's about to happen. And if the trailer sucks, then most likely the movie's gonna suck. And for me, that's just automatic turn off.
You know, that hasn't always been the case for me. So I've had guys who are bad kissers, but great lays. And sometimes over time, you know, you go at it enough times, they'll pick up on how they're supposed to kiss you. Like,
yeah,
I know that if you just got a relationship with someone, you're used to kissing.
I know you're right.
Kissed, so and then people kiss differently. So sometimes you kind of just need to relearn how to do things for the new person in your life.
Oh yeah, kissing is key. Like, Personally, I like to think I'm pretty good at adapting to the other person's kissing style, but sometimes it's just like impossible. They just really don't know what they're doing. It's just messy and or too teethy or gummy or whatever. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Thank you, Adam. Should I say Adam? Because that's how it's written.
What inspired all those youths? Like,
maybe his name was inspired by our show, Make Her Squeal. That's how she says your name. Adam. Uh-oh.
That was his favorite part of the night right there. Oh,
come on, Kiara, do it a little more sexy for him.
I got you. Adam.
Oh, that was great.
So, that's one thing guys gotta be careful. Sometimes a girl knows how to fake it really well. There's sometimes with some of my partners to this day still don't know I faked my climaxes.
Horrible. You have to do a video for me for that, for my session tomorrow, because your opinion. Yeah.
My opinion is comedy.
Send me, being that you said you have done it, I want to know why. Send me a video later.
I've done what again?
My podcast tomorrow, guys, is on the question, the ever so popular question, why do women fake orgasms? So ladies, do send me your videos. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm going to close this down though. If we're done here.
Are we done? Oh, yeah. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for being here and everybody for tuning in. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow. And tune in tomorrow night. It's going to get controversial. It's going to be a hot debate. Let me answer this real quick.
I've never been with someone that faked an orgasm. They just either had one or didn't have one. I don't see the point. Is that like an old-fashioned thing? Do women actually do that? I've honestly never experienced that. Or I guess I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure I've never been with someone who faked an orgasm before.
You know what? You never really know for sure because, for one, it can feel wet, but that doesn't mean that she had the big O. You know, so for a guy, you would never really know.
Yeah. Especially if you're with someone who's already like gushy wet the second that you take off their pants. Like, that's something that I was very insecure about as a child. Was I used to be really gushy, so I could smell myself and things like that. And now I realize what all that gush was actually for. So no one can really tell when I reached a climax because it always feels the same amount of moisture. The consistency behind it might be a little thicker, which is how you could tell. Also, the grip behind of when she's climaxing. So if she's tight on a regular, you probably won't notice, but you'll tell when it starts really squeezing down, like squeezing to the point where it's trying to squeeze your dick out because it's satisfied so much that it can't handle anymore.
Yeah. And I faked that, you see? So I'm saying.
Kegels, man.
I have done it in my life. Alright, guys.
You know what? It's a good thing that those, like, even if the woman did fake it for him, they did a good thing. So one thing I'll let you know is if a woman faked it for you, she cared about your ego enough to not let you know that it may have not been that satisfying that time around.
Right.
So it's not offensive necessarily, unless she was like one time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most women do it for that reason. I mean, there's probably a couple of bitches out there like, I'm just gonna fake my shit to be a bitch, but really, why?
Right?
You're only taking the fun out of it for yourself. It's pretty dumb.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you're about to get off, but it was great talking to you, and maybe I'll pop in for your fake orgasm podcast tomorrow. Good night. And Kiara, I followed you on Instagram, I believe. BMF Goddess. I don't know if you have an Instagram too, but yeah. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.
Yay, I got a
Yes.
follower.
Adam, my Instagram is on my profile here. Just go to my profile, you'll find it. But it's the same BMF, but it's BMF_goddess on Instagram. Thank you guys for being here, and have a good night. Kiara, speak to you soon.
All right, good night. And good night, viewers, listeners, whatever it is.